Why watch a Blu-ray when you can have it clearer? 4K Ultra HD, better known as 4K, first hit the shelves in 2016. But many collectors still won't switch from the regular Blu-ray. So why stay behind? At this point, why not upgrade to 4K? And is 4K really as good as it? F the questions. Of course it is. And I'll tell you why. Now before you comment, there's no difference. 4K is overrated. Blu-ray's better. Or whatever have you. I'll make it simple. This right here is full 4K. Compared to that, this is regular HD or 1080p, what you would get from a regular Blu-ray. And this is SD, what you get from a DVD. Isn't it much smaller? Even if I were to blow this up, that doesn't make this 4K. You'll notice everything still looks soft and pixely because there's far less detail. And it's almost night and day when you look at these HD and 4K shots side by side. Get a load of that, Michael. There is absolutely a difference. With 4K, you're getting that regular HD times 4. That's why they call it 4K. 4K rules! And there's far more to it than a super clear picture. But what else is so good about 4K? This might come as a shock, but the regular Blu-ray has always been kind of basic. And 4K is a huge step up. Instead of just a clearer picture, you're getting total surround sound from Dolby Atmos, bright colors and lighting from high dynamic range or HDR, and some discs even have Dolby Vision, which is an even more powerful cinema-level HDR. I mean, if you were to stream a movie, all that stuff would be compressed and lossy compared to a physical version. Since the movie oftentimes takes up one whole disc, most 4K sets come with 1 or 2 regular Blu-rays. Of course, one has a backup copy of the movie, but the other is usually a full disc worth of bonus features. Regular Blu-rays don't support HDR, but they do have your basic surround sound tracks. And don't get me wrong, regular Blu-rays could still look great on the right setup. But if there's a 4K, your Blu-ray may not be the best version out there. But in case you've heard the opposite, why do some 4K movies look bad? You might have heard reports about some movies looking too dark or too smooth when they were redone for 4K. That's not 4K's fault, not the disc or the format, and you shouldn't blame it for that. Remastering old movies from film can get expensive. On average, it's $150,000 or more. So if you want somebody to blame, that would be the studio or director, who might use AI and other digital tools to remove film grain or just clean up the picture. People are quick to complain about this, but in all honesty, I see it as part of the fun of it. It's a big part of what keeps the community alive. A lot of the discourse is overblown though, even where some remasters look terrible. Others like Hocus Pocus, Footloose, and even the Star Wars prequels don't look as bad as people say. I was actually gonna mention Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but that one's debatable. Speaking of, are there any movies you need on 4K? You might think this answer is beyond simple, but actually it depends on when you started collecting. In my case, I had a head start with Fox's Marvel films. Yes, even Fant4stic. And this was one of their first, actually. Right before Disney made the jump to 4K. Now, since I don't have the time, energy, or money to replace everything I already had, I mostly kept that on regular Blu-ray. And if you want, so can you. You don't have to upgrade your whole collection. Once you make the switch to 4K, the easiest thing to do is pick up and go from there. My only exception was for movies I loved or never had on regular Blu-ray. And if you want to upgrade some of your Blu-rays, like I did with Home Alone, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Ghostbusters, Space Jam, even Friends and Seinfeld, and hey, go for it. But in case none of this has changed your mind, let me tell you why you should try 4K UHD. And at this point, if you're still on the fence, I can't say that I blame you. But much like watching movies, it's worth seeing for yourself before you decide. For the best collecting and viewing experience, the answer is without a doubt 4K Ultra HD. You get to enjoy your favorite movies in their best resolution. Then maybe a steelbook with a cool design. And if they're older, it's like experiencing what you missed or didn't have in theaters. So if you're serious about physical media, having a home theater, or anything like that, you should at the very least try 4K before turning your back on it or giving your setup a huge upgrade. And that might look like watching at a friend's house or borrowing a disc from your local library. I mean, in my case, I love the technical stuff, so the clearer picture, Dolby Vision Atmos, and things like that make all the difference. On the other end, if you're not into all that, maybe it's something you don't need. You can still find DVDs just about anywhere, and Blu-ray in this case has a middle-of-the-road approach. There are plenty more reasons why 4K rocks, enough to fill an entire video about it, after this one. At the end of the day, it depends on the movies you enjoy and how you like to watch. And if you're looking for something to watch on 4K, there are tons of starting points. This next video should help.